This news now. The National Union of Mineworkers will meet the Chamber of Commerce this afternoon for further negotiations in the coal sector. Around 30,000 workers aligned to the NUM have been on strike since Sunday in demand for higher wages. The strike has affected operations at Anglo Coal, Glencore and Exxaro, among others. And after wage talks with the Chamber of Mines collapsed last week, there have been disruptions in the sector which produces the country's electricity and coal exports. However, Eskom says the strike has not yet had an effect on coal suppliers. Well, our reporter Mbongeni Muthwa has been tracking this story for us. Mbongeni, good afternoon to you. So the strike entering its fourth day, surely there are implications looming, so it's crucial that the meeting brings about an end to the deadlock. Is there hope of this happening?
Well, it's hard to say at this stage. All I can tell you is this meeting was scheduled to start at 12 o'clock. Of course, it's the first meeting or resumption of talks since the strike began on Sunday. I can tell you that already about an hour ago, the NUM delegation had already arrived here for this meeting. I think we can read something to that in terms of the seriousness with which they regard today's meeting. The NUM head office, is just a block down from here. It's not far. Normally, when the NUM comes for negotiations here, if the meeting is starting at 12, you would see the guys, the delegation, walking in maybe 5 minutes before whatever. For them to arrive this early, I think it shows that they are really looking forward to this meeting, and they want to see something happen out of here today. I understand that the employers are already here now inside the building. They are all ready to go, but now they are waiting for the chief negotiator from the NUM, Mr. Peter Bailey, who hasn't arrived yet, but apparently he's on his way now. So something could happen today, maybe not a breakthrough in agreement as such today, but a process that is going to lead to an agreement in the coming days. Hopefully, we don't know. We'll see what happens, Natasha.
All right, Mbongeni, so let's look at that process then. And as you say, the NUM, the union, putting pressure on Eskom to resolve the deadlock over the wages. What kind of resolutions in this process are going to be discussed?
Well, basically, there is one item here on the agenda, so to speak, I would imagine. That's the wage agreement. At the moment, the gap between the employers and the unions, it doesn't look that big, but it's significant. I mean, the NUM all along was demanding an increase of 3,000 rand a month, which they've since moderated to 1,000 rand a month. We understand that the employers, their offer at the moment currently stands at around 450, maybe going up to 600, maybe for the lowest paid categories and so on and so on. So, I mean, 400 rands difference, if you look at 1,600, might seem small, but in terms of wage negotiations, it is very significant, because you're talking about tens of thousands of workers who are going to get this increase, and exponentially it becomes like big amounts on the company's balance sheets. So the employers, of course, have been caucusing for 2 days, the past 2 days, caucusing and looking at the numbers, looking at what they can actually put on the table when they do call the union back into the talks. Yeah. They've done that, they've called them back in. So we expect that there should be an improvement at least on the table from their side.
Okay, Mbongeni, thanks very much. We'll leave it there, and we will, of course, get more from Mbongeni throughout the day. We're crossing to him again, coming up in your news at 1.